we pass on all those discounts to you. Then they go through the 12-week process of like every weekend you guys go shopping. It's like, buckle up, here you go. It's like this week is
Oh,
flooring.
nightmare.
I know. And you know what, dude, it's my nightmare too. And this is why like, I did this process I developed this process to save marriages, because it's like, imagine that you had to spend like your life savings going to IKEA every weekend for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
It's literally like,
Oh my God, the amount of stress that gives me makes me want to blow my brains out. So I was like, we need to make sure that we set these clients up. Like, I know that you have a full-time job. I know that you have a full-time life that's outside of this. So we need to save you from decision fatigue, and we need to get you to these places where you'll go. We have a sales rep that's selected each one of these locations, and then you go there. They already know and have the mood board that we did at our office, like on the first couple meetings. They know exactly what your budget is. They know exactly what your aesthetic is. They know exactly how many square feet you need, right? And then they give you curated options so that you don't suffer from that decision happiness paradox, where it's like the more options you have to select from, the less satisfied you will be with any one selection you make from that list, right? So you go in, you make your choices, you go home. So like, we limit the amount of time that you're at any one of these suppliers to like a couple hours, not like going into Sia, the tile store, and there's like 8 million different variations of white tile, and then all of a sudden you're 4 hours in and you can't make a decision, which is the worst case scenario, because then it feels hopeless. Because building a home basically just means being like asked 8 trillion questions that you may or may not even know the definition of the words within the question. And that's what our job is to empower you to get through that process successfully, and then to understand, as we make those decisions, we turn them into the construction documents that we hand to the tile guys, to the flooring guys, to all that, to like, if we're doing parquet, or if we're doing, if we're doing an inlay of tile. It doesn't need, good construction is about the planning, right? It's like, because it costs the same to do shit work and to do really good quality work. It really does, because the tile setter doesn't give a shit if like, the grout lines don't match up, and then you have like a 5-foot wall, and then you have 2 2-foot talls, and then 1 foot strip of like weird offcut. Right? They don't care, right? And they'll charge you the same to install a really nice thing or install it very poorly, because it's still their time and effort. So our job is to make sure that it looks great and it's exactly what you want, and you don't suffer from any of the things that you commonly hear about as the nightmares of like, well, it went over budget, it went long, right? We're creating those documents so that we're eliminating the ability of subcontractors saying, oh, I didn't know, right? Because we're taking you through that process, and you're making all the decisions, and we're translating that into documents that the trades understand.